Good morning, Dave here. It's a beautiful sunny day here. It's the 4th of December, 9 AM, Sellex Beach. We're in for a 35-degree day today. It's going to be beautiful. 2 weeks ago I had a heart attack and I wanted to put this little video clip together. I put a post up on Facebook which was to let people know what was going on, and the response from that was overwhelming. I thank everybody sincerely for all your well wishes, all your messages, but also I can't stress enough the thing that I want to put across is read the signs. Yeah, so read the signs. In amongst some of those well wishes were a couple of messages from people that took on board what I said, and I think they're actually going to go and get checked out. So that was just from an update on Facebook. So I really wanted to push that a bit forward and reiterate the fact that you need to read the signs. So this is what happened 2 weeks ago today, on the 20th of November, working as I normally do, full time, and my job does, like many jobs, need me to bend my head down and look at what I'm doing. For those that know, for many years I've been suffering from chronic neck pain. I've got a bone-on-bone sort of thing wear in my neck, which traps a nerve and continuously gives me pain and headaches. So it's kind of something that I've had to live with over the years. Got used to it, but on this day in particular I had an excruciating jaw pain, and the jaw pain felt like an abscess. I sat down, thought, well, the neck pain's got a little bit worse than what it should be. This was about 10:30 in the morning. By about 11:30 I couldn't put up with it anymore. I said, I've got to leave, got to get some tablets. By now I was getting like a tight feeling in the top of my chest and my shoulder, and my back felt someone was punching me in the back. So I drove from where I work at Lonsdale, drove through Christie's Beach, which is less than 5 minutes drive en route to the hospital. And in my mind I'm thinking, hospital? No. So kept on driving another 5 minutes, got to the little mini roundabout there down at Noarlunga, and by now my hand and my arm were getting tighter, my face was starting to get tight, and my mouth was starting to water, and the pain in the chest was getting tighter right at the top. Now, I'm a first aider in work, so if you were to come to me with those symptoms and tell me all those signs, I'd probably turn around and say, I think you're having a heart attack. But no, it didn't even cross my mind. Heart attack? I've just turned 55. I've never smoked in my life. I've never took drugs in my life. Yes, I like the occasional Guinness for the weekend and maybe a Jack's, but you know, and I've been teaching martial arts and involved in martial arts since the early mid-80s. All these things just didn't add up. So I did a turn around the roundabout. I thought, no, I have to go to the hospital. So I get to the hospital, and bearing in mind the people behind the counter are 100% more qualified first aid nurses than what I am. So as I said, if I'm telling you that, or if someone was telling me they have these symptoms, chances are I'd probably work it out what it is. But it still hadn't registered what it could be. All these symptoms, 7 or 8 of the symptoms that are heart attack symptoms, I'd tell the person behind the counter, and I said, I'm in pain, it's getting worse. Now the pain I can feel around about where my heart is. Okay, I'm afraid there's at least 3 hour wait. Okay. Thinking about it now, that was not ideal, but that was what it was, but they should have recognized those signs. Anyway, finally I get seen to, and they do the TROP blood test, which is a test where they find if there's any stress or anything going on with the heart. The cells that are dying off get released into the bloodstream as an enzyme, and ideally we need to be showing 30 or less. So they did a blood test and it was at 70, so something wasn't right. So then they put me on an ECG, and the ECG showed that it wasn't in sync. More blood tests, so the levels were starting to rise. There's injections going in, there's blood pressure was through the roof, and that sort of carried on continuously being monitored until they decided to get me into the main hospital at Flinders. So at 2 a.m. With an ambulance with all flashing lights, I was rushed up to Flinders Hospital. Throughout the day, obviously the nurses had mentioned, you know, very diplomatically, that, you know, there could be the risk of a heart attack. Still not registering. By the time I got into the ambulance, the young paramedic girl was awesome. She said, "Do you understand why we're taking you to the hospital?" I said, "Yeah, the blood levels have got high, you know, there's a bit of a risk, there's something maybe going on with the heart." She said, "I'll tell you exactly what it is because you have the right to know. You're right in the middle of a heart attack." Okay. In the ambulance, she did another ECG test. She said, "As I thought, it's progressed a bit further. By now, or by the time I got to Flinders, the levels of my blood were up to 300. So there's definitely something going on." They did decide to let me go through the night, but on an ECG machine and monitored through the night. And no doubt, to say that first thing in the morning, I was down to have a stent put into the heart. They didn't know if that's what they were going to do, but they found a blockage, which was going from 70 to 90%. One of the things they said that what could have happened was that if there's a flap, a clot, a blockage, that can open up and release blood through. So this is why, reading the signs, now going back over a couple of weeks prior, a few other little things, little niches and little flutters and little pains, which I totally ignore, which you do, because they're just one-off signs, but they're all related. And I presume if I hadn't gone around that roundabout and back to the hospital, I probably wouldn't be telling this story now. So I cannot stress enough the signs that you get, and this is what the cardio rehab nurses said to me. What you will notice with the chest pain is that you know, if you've been working out all day, you've been mowing the grass or whatever, you're going to get an ache and a pain, and it's going to move, and over 5 or 10 minutes it will change. With the chest pain, it does not change no matter what you do. One of the things that they said in the hospital: never think you're wasting our time. Okay, don't think you're wasting our time. If you feel those pains, act upon it. And the other thing, because of the long wait, I thought they worked on pain, and I was in a lot of pain. I didn't want to play on it too much. I just said, "I'm in pain. I'm telling you what's wrong with me. You can decide when you need to see me." I guess there's people before me, but maybe I should have said, "No, I'm in a bit more pain than what I'm letting on." Who knows? I'm here, I'm telling this story now, but it's not all out of the woods yet. The results actually show that in some of the other arteries there are still some blockages, diseases as they call it, but now I'm taking between 11 and 13 drugs a day. That's taken a bit mentally to get over. Yes, I'm here, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the first, I'm not the last, and I certainly wasn't the worst. You know, the people that suffer from heart attacks, again, I'm lucky I'm here, I'm telling you about it. The drugs now are going to prevent any cholesterol buildup. It's going to keep my blood pressure low. It's going to block the any buildup of clots around the stent for 12 months. There are several that I'm going to have to take for the rest of my life, and that's what's going to keep me alive. And that's quite a bit to sort of take in for me. To others, no, but I have to take these every day, and we're still monitoring them because the blood pressure has gone a little bit too low, and if I stand up for too long at the moment, I get very shaky on my legs, and the strength, I can't lift anything over 5 kilograms at the moment. These are all normal procedures, but yeah, I'm very conscious of all that at the moment. And those that know me, I like to keep active. I have been slowing down over the last year. You know, people say you need to slow down, but I have been slowing down. I've got this awesome grandson now, so when he comes, that's it, everything stops for him. We're trying to go away camping, we're trying to do all the relaxation stuff. So this wasn't, I guess, a stress or related thing, but it was a blockage, and it goes to show you just do not know. And I can quite comfortably say maybe over 50% of people I know, friends, people I see regularly, I actually look at them and would put them in a heart attack category. I would not have put myself in a heart attack category. So please, read the signs. I have to carry this around with me everywhere I go now, because those chest pains will come back if I don't take the tablets. Because, as I said, that disease is still there in some of those arteries. There is blockages there, but they're happy for the tablets to keep that under control. I said, how will I know? They said, you'll get a chest pain, you'll be back here again. So this spray under the tongue, which is a direct entry into the heart, hopefully will help that. But the other good thing is I'm carrying that. So if I need to use that for someone else, it's a nice peace of mind knowing that I've got that with me. And talking about reading the signs, while I was in hospital at the evening of the actual the procedure, I started to get, you're very paranoid now, so I started to get more pains in my jaw. So this is like 2 a.m. in the morning. This pain is excruciating again. It felt like the abscess, it was moving up to the side of my face, and it sort of went from here and ended up on top of my head. And then I've also told them, like, over the past 2 weeks prior to this, I get the funny eye thing, where you see all the little dots flickering and your vision goes. I always associated that with migraine, because usually after that I get a migraine. But a couple of times there over the past couple of weeks, I've had the dizziness, no headaches. So now they're very concerned, because that is a symptom of temporal arteritis, or what they call giant cell arteritis, which is pretty serious. So they said they kept me in another night and monitored me for that, because those are 2 or 3 symptoms which can cause a stroke or permanent blindness. So Thursday, I think, a week later, I had to go in, which was a few days ago, to have a biopsy done, and in our good old family fashion, nothing ever is simple. The doctor said it's a 30-minute procedure. Should be okay. We should just do the little insert. We take a little piece of the artery, little scar, piece of tape. Well, this is what it ended up like. This is the scar. They couldn't find the artery. It took 2.5 hours, and yeah, that was painful. So now I've got this thing. So that was that was a result of reading the signs. I don't know the results to that yet, but all those symptoms are all very, very similar. So I'm ahead of that. Yeah, got a scar to show for it. It's a lot bigger than what I was hoping it would be. So I'm dealing with that as well. Some of the tablets I'm taking are for that, and we will be monitoring that over the next 12 months. But yeah, it's just a beautiful day here at Sellicks Beach. I'm glad to be telling the story, and hopefully, please, if you get any of those signs, act upon it seriously, because I wouldn't have put myself in that category, definitely not. And it's one of those silent things you can't see. So yeah, you don't have to be at the doctors at every little glitch, but just monitor it, keep a diary, and write it down, because that's going to help you. Okay, Christmas is coming. Everybody have a good Christmas, and I'll carry on with my rehab, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll see you soon.